Be nominated as a Senate candidate from the mother colony of New South Wales, great state of New South Wales. I'm very pleased to have been nominated by my party, and I look forward to serving the people of New South Wales in a new capacity.
You've got a nice reception here. Is it bring back old times?
Listen, we're a knockdown, drag-out democracy, and I think that's a good thing. If someone wants to come along and shout at a candidate for public office, that's terrific. In the old days, they used to throw eggs.
What do you think about returning to this place after you left it so many years ago?
I'm very pleased to go back here. I mean, this is where democracy in Australia started, and I'm very pleased to walk back in and once again and to ask them to vote.
Have you had a chance to get across your portfolio yet? There's a few issues regarding PNG and Syria. I've got some questions for you. Number one, the Chief Justice of PNG has been sacked because of perverting the course of justice. Does that concern you?
Obviously, PNG is high on the agenda, and I look forward to reading myself into it. I look forward to consulting my New Zealand colleague on the weekend. I'm very interested in elevating cooperation with New Zealand and talking through issues of the Pacific. Fiji and PNG will be high on the agenda.
What about Syria? There's some people saying now that the Red Cross there is preventing access to the Red Cross to civilians there. John McCain's calling for airstrikes to create safe havens.
Now listen, I haven't been elected to the Senate. I haven't been sworn in as minister. I'm not going to start charting the course of action for Syria.
Anybody else?
Indonesia, is our relationship with Indonesia?
Yeah, I'm looking forward in a couple of weeks to what are known as the 2+2 meetings. They're the meetings of the defence and foreign ministers of Australia and of Indonesia. This will be the inaugural meeting, and it's going to be very important. I think the challenge with New Zealand, with New Zealand is drawing it as to the Pacific and to some of the challenges of the Pacific. The challenge with Indonesia is to see that we move the relationship beyond the transactional issues of people smuggling and of live cattle trade and build a different architecture around it. I think a bigger investment in our relationship with Indonesia is required by Australians. Indonesia is now growing by about 6% per annum. Indonesia's being ticked off by an independent body as being a robust democracy, and Indonesia is going to be of huge significance for this country. I think we need a decades-long view of our relationship with Indonesia. The meeting in a couple of weeks' time will be just a terrific opportunity to begin exploring these matters with the Indonesians.
Being accused there of being a Zionist puppet by someone who seems to work for Carpet World, what do you have to say about that?
Listen, we're a knockdown, drag-out democracy, and if I'm going into this building to be nominated for the Senate and someone wants to stand there at the fence and accuse me of being a Zionist puppet or anything else, we ought to celebrate the fact that we're a democracy where that can happen. No, it'd be very presumptuous of me to issue a message to the National People's Congress, but naturally, all friends of China watch closely the decisions and the debates of the Congress, and Australians are increasingly interested in China's economic development and in its politics. No, I think everyone in Australia concerned with the Chinese relationship was aware that their growth, once over 10% per annum, would come back to the level of a mature economy. That is around about 8% or 7%. It's still very high, and we all expected, as China developed, as the Chinese economy matured, that its growth would come back.
How do you feel that you're now about to go in there? Your retirement from politics is about to come to an end.
It's a very interesting position. I thought I'd been retired for good. My party asked me to do a job, when your Prime Minister asks you to do a big job for Australia, you don't say no. You just don't say no. It sort of was. I wouldn't overstate it, but there were times when I thought there'd be no greater honour than representing Australia, explaining Australia to the world, putting a case for Australia. One thing that stands out is that as Premier, you really get to know Australia from the inside. I think patriotism arises from a knowledge of your country's history and geography, of the character of its people and its landscapes. And as Premier, you get to see a lot of Australia. And as a result, your patriotism deepens. Patriotism is based on a knowledge of your country's geography and its landscapes and its people. And as Premier, you get to see a lot of it. I don't think it's hard. We don't have to choose, and I think both those countries value us the more because we've got a friendship, a deep relationship with the other. And in addition to that, we can't look at Asia as simply a story of China and America. There are a lot of other narratives unfolding in Asia, including the development of Indonesia, which should hearten us, should indeed thrill us to see that Indonesia in the late 1990s doing so poorly economically and with the politics in turbulence is now a robust democracy with great freedom of expression and with an economy lifting the level standards of its people, a country on a trajectory that is going to see it emerge as a significant economic success story in our region. Any other questions? Okay, well, let's bring on the joint sitting.
Well done, Mr. Clark.